Welcome to the Pacific Northwest Severe Weather Awareness Week campaign. Today's topic is the National Weather Service Warning System. What do watches and warnings mean? The National Weather Service's warning system is analogous to a three-legged stool where a failure in one leg renders the stool useless. Similarly, the National Weather Service must first detect hazardous weather or flooding situations, then issue the appropriate warning. Volunteer weather spotters can also help in the detection process by relaying what's happening in their community to their local National Weather Service office. The second part to the warning system is disseminating the warning to the public. The National Weather Service has many communication methods, but also relies on our partnership with the local media to help disseminate the warning message. This is done in a variety of methods that will be briefly discussed shortly. The third and equally important piece of the National Weather Service's warning system is to ensure the public responds to the warning in the appropriate manner. This is where you, a member of the public, need to be able to differentiate a watch versus a warning in order to help serve the National Weather Service's mission to protect life and property. The National Weather Service relies on a number of means to issue watches and warnings. Besides spotter reports, most offices around the country rely heavily on Doppler radar and the forecaster's skill to analyze the data in order to diagnose tornadoes and severe thunderstorms capable of producing flash flooding, strong winds, or large hail. In just a moment, you will see forecasters in a National Weather Service forecast office analyzing radar data and issuing a severe thunderstorm warning. So here we are at the Portland National Weather Service Forecast Office working a severe thunderstorm event. Moving over to a couple forecasters looking at radar data and analyzing it in order to make a decision on whether or not to issue an upcoming warning. And here they are pulling up the text for the warning. Dissemination of the National Weather Service's watches and warnings is a critical part of our warning system. The National Weather Service has a number of methods to reach the public, including the Internet, the National Alert and Warning Phone System, also known as EAS, and NWS, a customized text message and email alert system. In just a moment, a meteorologist will transmit a message to county officials in Western Oregon via the EAS phone system.
This is the National Weather Service in Portland, Oregon. The preceding ring was for Linn and Polk counties, Oregon Warning Point, and Alternate Warning Point. The National Weather Service in Portland has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for both Linn and Polk counties. This warning has been transmitted on LEDs. Portland Weather standing by for questions.
In addition, when a warning is issued, a number of other systems have been developed to disseminate the information to the public, including NOAA Weather Radio and the Commercial Mobile Alert System, also known as the Wireless Emergency Alerts. Wireless Emergency Alerts is a service created in cooperation with cell phone providers, whereby their customers receive a free text message alerting them when a potentially life-threatening weather event, such as a tornado warning, has been issued for their community. Finally, there is the Emergency Alert System, also known as the EAS, where in cooperation with local media outlets, specific tones on NOAA Weather Radio are set to trigger an alert on local television stations when critical weather warnings are issued. Here is an example of a test of the Emergency Alert System.
This is the National Weather Service office in Portland, Oregon. The preceding was a test of NOAA Weather Radio's warning alarm. When potentially dangerous weather situations threaten, the National Weather Service transmits a signal that automatically activates specially built receivers to warn of the impending hazard. Tests of the receivers are normally conducted every Wednesday between 11 a.m. and noon. If there is a threat of severe weather on the day of the test, it will be postponed until the following week. This concludes this test. We now return to our regular programming.
Finally, what in the world is the actual difference between a watch and a warning? When a tornado, severe thunderstorm, or flash flood watch is issued for your region, it means conditions are favorable for one of the aforementioned high-impact weather events to occur in the next 0 to 12 hours, but no immediate threat exists. In other words, you should keep an eye to the sky and have a means like a television or NOAA radio to stay informed in case severe weather does develop. On the other hand, if a tornado, severe thunderstorm, or flash flood warning is issued for your location, then you should respond immediately to the information provided in the warning in order to protect yourself from the impending hazard. The threat is imminent, and you may have only minutes or less to respond accordingly. To reiterate the typical forecast process, the National Weather Service will issue a special weather statement or hazardous weather outlook typically a day or more in advance of a possible severe weather outbreak. When forecaster confidence increases that severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, or flash floods will develop somewhere in the forecast area, but exactly when and where remains uncertain, a watch will be issued. When the National Weather Service has enough information to forecast with a high degree of confidence that a tornado, severe thunderstorm, or flash flood is about to develop, or has already developed, the National Weather Service will issue a warning. Again, this means you should take immediate action to protect yourself from potentially life-threatening and property-damaging situations. Thank you for joining us today. The Pacific Northwest Severe Weather Awareness Week continues through May 4th. Join us again tomorrow for another presentation.